KI Legal has been advocating for the restaurant industry for over 10 years. At KI Legal, we say industry advocacy. That's something we do, and it's not something we get paid to do. It's something that's important for us in the long term, because if our industries aren't healthy, then our firm isn't healthy, and we represent businesses that we care about, industries that we care about. So in the context of restaurants, I've been advocating for this industry since I graduated law school over 12 years ago. I grew up in the business. I care about the industry. I care about its survival, and so that's very important for us. And when we say industry advocacy, that means we do work when we're paid and when we're not, and that's the part that really matters and differentiates us. First time I got my hands involved in industry advocacy was back in 2012 when the letter grade health inspection system was really under fire. Restaurants were getting crushed by rogue inspectors showing up to their store and giving arbitrary points that ultimately resulted in B's or C's, but which nevertheless weren't really things that were crushing to the safety of customers or the employees of the store. At that time, I remember it was February of 2012, and I testified at City Hall together with Andrew Ridgey, now Executive Director of the New York City Hospitality Alliance, and we testified on all the reasons why those things needed to get fixed. It was really the first time as a young attorney where I got exposed to the power of advocacy. I used that time as a way to connect with a lot of restaurant owners, let them know the things that they didn't know. And I started putting together a newsletter and telling them about Department of Labor investigations and what to expect when they show up, which at the same time that was really happening. So fast forward to 2020, and I've been very involved in industry advocacy since then, whether it's ghost kitchens and making sure that the other side of what they're doing is voiced and the people who are making decisions actually know that side of it because they're not in our business, and we are, or the caps on Grubhub and the other third-party platforms really advocating from not only a restaurant lawyer standpoint but also a restaurant owner standpoint, being that I am both and we represent a lot of restaurants. So ultimately that was probably one of the biggest accomplishments, was getting that cap in place. I remember February 27th, after months and months of work with different city council members and the New York City Hospitality Alliance, Andrew Ridgey and Bob Bookman, really spearheading everything and just always reaching out. We worked very hard on it. We proposed legislation, I remember, on the steps of City Hall, February 27, 2020, and we asked for a 10% cap. Fast forward a month later, COVID happens and the world is shut down and we got the 5% cap. So that's an example of what happens when the other side's greedy and we keep pushing. And being that I grew up in the business, my father always let me be the voice for our restaurant, which I have now taken over, and he let me be that voice, which was a rare moment because I'm a restaurant lawyer and a restaurant owner, most of the time up until now acting on behalf of my father. And you gotta speak, but most restaurants are scared to speak, and that's our job. That's what I mean by industry advocacy. We need to be working for you not only when you're paying us, but when you're not. So the next time someone says they represent restaurants, ask them what they've done for the restaurant industry. KI Legal has done everything for the restaurant industry, and it's never enough, and we'll always continue to do more.